Perhaps the greatest thing about building a van is that after all the necessary prep work, there comes that point where you finally get to think about making things look good. We arrived here when our van Otis was ready for a ceiling. And while Ali already had an amazing idea for the look, we still had some major challenges ahead.
I don't even know if you could drill here.
Are we going to be able to find the right wood for paneling the ceiling and repurpose them to look good?
The roof is in.
Before we could even worry about that, we first had to fix our fundamentals.
Wait, the whole thing?
Even though our van was far from finished, we had already made trips with it, for which we had quickly finished the bubble wrap vapor barrier with the wrong tape. Replacing this duct tape with aluminium tape was quite a tedious fix, but necessary to bring Otis back to his space wagon state.
Nachts wirkt es garantiert wie ein Sternenhimmel.
Ja, genau.
And ready for the actual challenge of building a ceiling.
Oh shit, it fell down.
Oh no, what?
You may remember that we already installed 2 parallel wooden slats on the metal ribs of our ceiling as a starting point for a framework. But now we had to figure out how exactly to expand this framework so that we could drill panels in them. So with the help of a special friend,
You have protection?
Yes.
we created the shape that always gets millennials out of trouble.
Ah!
While I produced the necessary pieces, the boys installed them on the ribs of our roof.
That's a nice drill.
Did you see that?
We were loving our new drill.
Hole? No hole? Hole.
This is the whole no-hole method.
It just goes through the metal like nothing.
And by now, it must be getting clear that we opted for installing a hashtag.
Love it.
Sugar!
We wanted to install panels in the direction of the length of the van,
Freddy, you have to hydrate.
because we thought that would give the van a more spacious feeling. Our hashtag would provide the points of attachment from front to back and side to side.
Okay, do you want to hold this?
You may wonder why we didn't just drill panels in the ceiling metal and save a couple of centimeters in height.
Oh, I don't have the upper body strength for this.
Well, it was mostly about creating a somewhat straight foundation on a far from straight surface,
Oh, it's never coming off again.
and having something more substantial for the screws to grip onto.
Is it loose?
Yep.
Oh, scheiße.
And once the hashtag was in place, Freddy and I hashed out the last step of our framing that would provide attachment points around the fan.
Come on, Marola, 3 more.
While preparing our ceiling for a ceiling, we had not been sitting ducks on the finding second-hand wood front. In our experience so far, it's hard to find wood to repurpose that exactly fits your needs locally. And driving hours on end to meet that one person that can offer you what you need kind of defeats the purpose of repurposing, doesn't it? But this time, we got lucky. We scored these babies for €5 from a man who changed his mind about refurbishing his fireplace. They are those perfectly thin panels that you want on a ceiling. But we soon discovered they were not all the same width. Only later on we would find out if we actually had enough of them to cover our whole ceiling. But first, we had to make these babies look good. I still don't really know what kind of material we were working with here, but I did know we needed to sand those panels before painting. And this job certainly provided the first official layer of dust in our new garage.
So much.
In the weeks leading up to this moment, a lot of brainstorming about the look of our van had taken place behind the scenes.
Oh, I'm getting cold.
We had already chosen simple white walls as a base for our tiny house. But with these ceiling panels, we really wanted to take a bolder, more personal step. And so Ali persuaded me,
Steer it up, baby.
to make this color a part of our van.
Oh, that looks really pretty. I have my special FFP3 mask on.
Oh, hell no.
Okay, we start painting the can now.
I think you do this. You go in here.
No!
Whenever I'm starting, yo. Oh yeah, look how good this looks. Look at the beautiful color. Oh my god, this looks so beautiful, this color. Can you take some photos with my phone?
The fact that this color made us so happy, even while still half in the can, meant that we made the right decision.
Oh, so pretty!
Ali and I love the ocean and are constantly thinking of ways to be near it. So we decided to make Otis the ultimate beach hut van. Think about those shacks that are half eroded by sand and salt, but where you can enter barefoot and have amazing views from.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
We will continue to build Otis with those careless summer vibes in mind.
Last one.
The only thing standing in the way now was finding out whether we could actually install this whole vibe on our hashtag. The first few panels did not pose much of a challenge.
And now it's time to do the rest.
Once we hit the side of the fan, things became a bit trickier. Because I had to cut the shape of the hole out of the next panel in the lineup.
And now, la pièce de résistance. Nope. What a shit thing.
Similarly, I customized the two other panels that would sit around the fan.
Man, I'm going pretty straight today. Look at this.
And then it was time to see if we could install those too. With our amazing new bed out of the way, we got to work and just enjoyed this plan coming together.
Vamos.
Even the especially customized panel fit on the first try.
Shabam.
Good.
What more could van builders want? Well, actually, I wouldn't mind having another tool besides our jigsaw. The last couple of panels went in pretty smoothly, but now we were left with filling up the last remaining gaps in our ceiling with our last remaining scraps. We had only one full panel left,
Stupid curve.
which we decided to put to use on the left side of the van, since the right side of the van would be covered by a closet anyways. But in order to customize it, we needed a table saw that we didn't have. What's that? Do I hear you challenge us to cut this panel straight in half with our own jigsaw?
Something like this. I hope that works.
Let's try something.
No, that was fine. This won't work.
1 hour and the most elaborate contraption to avoid paying 20 euros for a rental table saw later, we installed our semi-straight panel. Don't worry, those ugly leftover bubble wrap holes were beautifully covered up
Come on, bamboo!
with repurposed bamboo strips. At this point, we were only 3 remaining gaps away from a fully installed ceiling. Can you believe it? The very last scraps of panel were customized to cover the remaining holes at the sliding door on the side. I'm actually pretty proud of this little hack I pulled here.
Hey! Come, let us show you what I've done. I'm really proud of it.
Ja, that's good.
Yay! So pretty.
The second gap that needed our attention was this fiasco of low-hanging ends at the back of the van. At the front, we drilled the ends in a pre-installed anchor bar, but in the back we needed a slightly different approach. We first tried to use a special strip that the boys had spent time customizing with love and I almost destroyed with the wrong handsaw. That did not work out. But then we moved on to a more obvious option of using a so-called latje.
What about one of these latches? Whoa!
And now it's cherry on the pie time. Taking care of the last gap. Putting in that fan cover.
Wow.
Because we chose to take on the challenge of creating something new out of somebody else's leftovers, this ceiling took quite a lot out of us. But look at this beautiful result.
The roof is in.
From now on, there will only be blue skies in our van.
Doesn't fit.
You think it took it?
I didn't hear it.
Didn't hear it either.
Check.
Wait, I'm thinking, you're filming.
No.
You're filming a video.
Oh. Huh?